So you're wanting to make the switch from fake to live aquarium plants, and you've already done a bunch of research on lighting, substrate, etc. I'm gonna let you in on the 5 things I wish I knew about planted tanks that most beginner tutorials never cover. Hi, I'm a gamer's wife, here with practical and proven tips to help busy aquarists like you. And today, I'm not gonna talk about basic level 1 knowledge like put your lights on a timer, but more like level 2 stuff that you don't figure out until way later when you happen to hear a random comment in a 4-hour live stream. So I really like the natural look for my aquariums, which I initially tried to imitate using fake plant decor. However, eventually I decided to try live plants because everyone was going on and on about how great it improves the water quality, and you know me, I'll try anything that saves me time. So the first thing I learned is that planted tanks don't necessarily save time, at least at first. With my fake decor aquarium, I never turned on the lights unless I was standing directly in front of the tank because, you know, my parents told me not to waste electricity. That also means I never had to deal with algae growth. The fact is, new planted tanks get algae, and that's normal. So in the beginning stages, as your plants are getting settled, you'll have to spend the time removing algae regularly, scraping down the walls, and keeping on top of your water changes to reduce excess nutrients. One time, I let my newly planted betta tank go for 2 weeks without a water change, and when I came back from vacation, I had a massive brown algae explosion. That leads to hint number 2. Don't fertilize as soon as you get your new plants. Because they're still kind of in shock and getting used to the new water parameters or substrate they're in, they're not going to grow a lot at first. Once they've gotten settled in and a little more rooted, then slowly start adding your root tabs and water column fertilizers, maybe at quarter or half strength at first, and then gradually increase it to a balanced amount. Excess nutrients in those early days will lead to more algae. Speaking of which, you often hear people say that you should use fast-growing plants in your newly planted aquarium so they can suck up the excess nutrients very quickly and starve out the algae. Well, just remember tip number 3, that fast-growing plants will also die quickly, whereas slow-growing plants will die more slowly. So as you're learning how to grow plants underwater, slow-growing plants are a little more forgiving and will give you some time to react to those yellowing leaves you see and adjust accordingly. And usually they'll recover and bounce back, whereas fast-growing plants will just die and then you're out the money. With regards to money, advice number 4 is plants will die on you, even the beginner ones that are supposedly bulletproof. I have personally killed Java fern, Anubias, Vallisneria, and even a floating plant. I mean, some of these things are practically invasive if you hear other people talk, yet I've managed to massacre them all for one reason or another. Part of me was like, wow, I just flushed $40 down the toilet. But the advice I heard was, consider this a learning experience like a workshop. You might spend $40 on a workshop to learn about planted tanks, right? So this is just the hands-on, real-world version of it in my home, where I get to learn from my mistakes and do things differently the next time. Finally, secret tip number 5. Get your plants from local fish auctions or hobbyists that live near you. Plants sold that way are generally much cheaper, you don't have to pay for or possibly have them damaged in shipping, and they've usually already been acclimated to living in water parameters similar to yours. Sometimes Java fern just doesn't like your water, but you know what? Your fellow fish keepers living in the same area know what plants do work, so follow their recommendations and ask for a few clippings from their tanks. I've definitely seen the amazing impact live plants has on reducing my nitrate levels in aquariums. And with the help of these level 2 hints, my plant keeping journey has been a lot more successful, and my eyes have been open to so many beautiful species that I can't wait to try. If you want to see my other plant tutorials, check out the short playlist I've put together over here and subscribe so you won't miss my next one. Take time to enjoy your aquariums, and I'll see you in the next video.